It's the SawCast. The real niggas speak that real shit on real topics every day. And I go by the name of Steve-O.
And I'm Ariel. And we got some special guests in the building. Can y'all introduce yourselves?
Let them know who y'all is.
I'm Ariel's best friend, Natera, and I'm here visiting and happy to be on the podcast today.
Thank you. Okay.
What up? It's your boy Don Bryant, resident teacher in the building.
Okay. International teacher, right?
All right. And this is going to be basically a podcast over a lot of Black Lives Matter topics. So, we were trying to figure out if we were going to do this or not, but I think that we have like the two best people to talk about this with. We debate with them a lot off the SawCast, so I'm so excited that they're here. These motherfuckers was in a different country like 2 weeks ago.
All right, they touched down, came to the cast. We appreciate it.
Yes. All right, let's get into it. All right. So we do our topics, then we do our current events, then we do how everybody's feeling this week, but we're going to skip how everybody's feeling this week because we got all these current events going on. Okay? Mm-hmm. So our topic is b.simone. B.simone caught a lot of flack this week because some of her comments that she made. Her first one was on 9 to 5s. Like she said when she was talking to Nick Cannon, I prefer niggas who don't work 9 to 5s because they are not going to understand my entrepreneurial lifestyle. And a lot of people got offended by that. Another thing she did was it was revealed that she had plagiarized some of the pages in her book. And it looks like she said that she had hired somebody to write the book. But if you look at the book, it kind of looks like very, how do I say it, guys? It looks cheap. It looks like
copy and paste work.
It doesn't even, like, I don't think we could turn that in college. Like, I don't feel like a 9 to 5 report could not be that. So, I she got a lot of flack on that. So I got a couple questions for you guys. So my first one is, what do you think the difference is between a person who works a 9 to 5 and an entrepreneur? Like, what is the differences and what are the pros and cons of both?
Okay. Oh, well, I want to say one thing. B.simone, she didn't say she preferred an entrepreneur. She said she will not date a man that has a 9 to 5. That's why they was on her ass. Because she just straight up said no chance. Not a preference. Then she came back and recanted, and I think she said that's her preference.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think the difference is between somebody who works 9 to 5 and an entrepreneur? I mean, I think obviously you have a set schedule. Yeah. The only thing that's different is really the set schedule. You're working both ways. Like, what is really the difference?
The income can vary. You know, you can be rich working a 9 to 5. You can be rich being an entrepreneur. You can be very stressed either way. You can be low stress sometimes either way. We just need to talk about, like, some 9 to 5 jobs that men have. Like, what can be, like, fireman.
I mean, maybe she's thinking about a lower 9 to 5 job, like
she said 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is 9 to 5. She didn't say a 9 to 5 nigga.
And this is the thing that I don't understand.
$13 an hour and none. She said 9 to 5.
She
targeting every nigga working.
When you work 9 to 5s, you have to work over 9 to 5. Like, you don't work 8 hours a lot of times. Yeah. You work 10 sometimes. Like, 9 to 5s ain't just 9 to 5. So, like, they'll probably be working the same amount of hours that she's working. Right. And on top of that, like, let's say all of us at this table has been to school. We do a 9 to 5 and we go to school. We up till 3 in the morning, just like somebody who's an entrepreneur. We're basically entrepreneurs trying to get, our dreams and stuff like that.
So for me, the primary difference is just risk tolerance. I mean, most entrepreneurs are ready to risk it all, okay? And most 9 to 5ers, we just want to kind of protect what we have and just build upon that slowly. We don't we tend to be more risk averse. So that's what I see as the difference.
Definitely more of a safety net with the 9 to 5.
Yeah, and I feel like B.simone, she doesn't want to have a man that works for a company or business because she's a liability. So you got to have your own business to have a woman like that because she's wild and out.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Explain
pun intended.
With that one.
She is she's a social media queen, you know?
and she makes her money off saying stupid shit. You know?
Yes, she's a comedian, quote unquote.
Okay.
Finger air quote.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hey, I will say in her defense, she has pretty cool stand-up comedy. I seen her at the Martin Lawrence special, and she was pretty cool. So I'm not
I've
gonna let you
laughed.
diss her like that. So
I've
she do
laughed.
got a little, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
a little stand-up.
I feel like
appreciate
you
it.
can. I feel like you can do, like, a guy who works 9 to 5 can understand an entrepreneurial girl.
Fact.
Like, a lot of times niggas have 9 to 5 and their girlfriend just be
Actually,
at
9
home
to
doing
5ers
nothing.
and 9 to
the
5ers
difference?
and entrepreneurs actually go well together.
Honestly.
Because typically, the entrepreneur doesn't have the insurance, et cetera,
Yep.
things like that, especially starting out. The person
Yep.
with the 9 to 5 is the one who can, get the apartment, fill out the application for
Yeah.
shit like that.
They more structured.
Right.
Just
They're
naturally.
going to have the more stability starting out.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
benefits.
And
for
then that
sure.
will allow the entrepreneur, to have that freedom to go out and grow. Like I said, risk it all. But I think b.simone mentioned 9 to 5 guys because those are the guys that approach her. She wants the baller. She wants the major entrepreneur that is doing it big, quote unquote. But those guys do not want her. So she mentioned the 9 to 5 guys because that's who she's approached by 99% of the time. b.simone, step your game up.
Oh shit.
Because if you want a baller,
Oh,
then you gotta
shit.
be.
And
You gotta
look
be a
like-
whole 10. You gotta be sweet. You gotta be nice. You can't be a buffoon for the internet.
You can't
gotta
be
understand.
thirsty for
People-
the baby.
yeah.
yeah.
People like me,
What?
you know what I'm saying? I feel like we come from a different cloth. Like, I have a certain moral, a certain ethic, a certain character that I am not going to sacrifice to make a little bit of money, particularly as an entrepreneur. Some of the strategies people use and call themselves entrepreneurs, getting cheap-ass goods from China and then selling it for twice the
You ain't
amount.
lying.
I don't
true.
condone that shit. That shit is not entrepreneurial to me, my nigga.
At
You
all.
do not own and control the production line, like
Yeah.
the manufacturing.
Facts.
That is not you. Stop it. But I mean,
agree.
I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I don't want to
That's
dominate
what
the
the
conversation.
podcast
but-
is for, Dominique.
Right.
Yeah, to even call yourself an entrepreneur at this point, b.simone, like really, you really out here grinding and working hard because you're on social media and
Yeah,
doing
like,
stuff that all the
once
bitches
social
already
media
doing.
is gone, what are you gonna do?
It's already 10 bitches doing the exact same plan that you did. All you did was follow what they did.
Yeah.
And you became famous.
And it's like your manager she was on a court show, and she was like on there for scamming somebody. Like,
Right.
she was on there. The girl was like, she was like, I paid the girl to be at this show, and she didn't show up. And the judge was like, well, the show was like canceled before. Like,
didn't
she
even know
canceled
that.
it a week before. She was supposed to even be there. So she was like, why would she owe you if it was canceled?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's your manager. So it's like, b.simone, you didn't read your fucking book.
That's bullshit.
And so we're gonna go into the
If
next.
she- if
We're
she
going to
came
the next
in-
one because I'm ready to go to the next question, which
That's
is
some bullshit. I'm gonna say that. Fuck that. It's her fault on that book.
she said she hired a company, authored the book. Is it her fault if it's plagiarized? Why or why not, guys?
Yes.
It's her fault because just like you take the glory, you got to take the fall. It's just like being a quarterback. When you win, you get all the glory. You get most of the praise. When you guys lose, it's on you.
This is
Period.
this is a book that we're talking about. We're not talking about some fucking jeans and somebody being mad about the way that they fit.
Right.
Motherfucker, this is
Exactly.
publication. And that looked like a scrapbook. So for you not to read that shit, it's fucking awful.
Yeah. She
Like,
coulda
don't
came
do
up
people
without-
like that.
she
They're
How
trying to
are
support
you going
the
to
company.
sell a book you didn't read?
Yeah.
What the fuck
What
does that
the
make?
fuck?
They could have
Make
said
that
I'm a
make sense.
retarded ass
That's what I
motherfucker in
said
the
when you
book.
talk shit. Like, now she talking shit about 9 to 5s or whatever. But
She's
if
not a
you
hard
had a
worker.
man who had a 9 to 5, he would have read that book
Right.
first.
And this is what I mean about a
Period.
moral, a code, an ethic. Like,
Right.
That
She just
shit.
doing
the
shit.
glory of God is not in you, clearly. If you going to put out a book you ain't even read.
You didn't read
what?
it.
He would have
A
said,
book
why
you
don't you
didn't
just
read?
read?
Why do
don't
you
just
want me
write
to
it?
follow this book if you don't even follow it?
Right.
You don't know nothing about it.
They try to
Man.
support you and you let them down. Bullshit.
Man, she's about to get a lawsuit too.
A few.
Stole, yeah,
She stole from a
straight
few
up-
white people.
Yeah, she straight up.
Okay?
Word
Oh,
for
God.
word.
Like, we in back
She stole
Black
from white
Lives
people
Matter
with
mode
that.
and you stealing from whites? Bitch, what the fuck are you
Well,
on?
you can
She on
easily
that
make
NASA
it with
shit.
your
You
platform.
are messing up our movement.
Yeah,
Stealing from
Yeah.
white people.
it's supposed to be made by us for us.
Exactly. Like,
for us, by us.
I was about to
Hey,
say.
she took
Oh,
that.
yeah.
She took
My
that.
bad,
She
my
took
bad.
that shit off of Pinterest.
like, oh my God, it's not my fault. It's
The
not my
company
fault.
did.
It's the company's fault. But I'm still going to take the blame. No, it's your fault because you didn't read your fucking
No,
book
no,
before you
and
put it
it-
out.
and it's
They
also
could
her
put something
fault.
in there
It
about
starts
her.
with
She
you
wouldn't even
and it
do.
ends with
Because you hired the company, so you're gonna hire an unreliable resource. So for
Cheap
one, your
ass.
stupid ass didn't do your research. Maybe if you
Not a
was a
publishing
9 to
company.
5
That
person,
wasn't
you
a
would have did
publishing.
your research. You know what I'm
would've
saying?
cared.
You talking all this shit about everybody else, and you ain't never got your shit in order. Some
Exactly.
simple shit like a book.
That's that get that.
Get rich quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
type of shit that I don't like. I can't stand it.
Cut
Just take the
corners.
time. Yeah. put
That's
the
why I
time
like
into it. You'll
when
still get
somebody
rich.
like her puts out stuff. I don't buy it. I don't like Kylie Jenner when she started putting out like her stuff. I did not purchase. I don't purchase her shit anyways. But when they start putting out stuff first, I don't purchase it because it's cheap. Like you guys can't afford to put out quality shit yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a cheap product. Like she sells lip gloss. I'm not buying that shit. That shit's cheap. It's probably gonna fuck my lips up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Me
so
and my sister were just
you don't
talking
have
about
enough
Rihanna
money
versus
for.
Kylie.
You don't have enough money for quality yet. You started from the bottom. You have money, enough money for quality, unless you have an investor, and you didn't have that.
Come on.
So
Where's your capital
I
coming from?
don't.
This shit is a popularity contest. That's
Exactly. Like
Man.
you had to find something to sell. You should have been like, well, if you sell T-shirts, something like that, that's cool. Okay, I might support. Water bottles, something like that. Some that was made by a distributor or something. You know what I'm saying? But you making lip gloss stuff that can mess up people's skin. You're making books that are not books.
Not motivational.
Like your manager that you think is so awesome should have told you that this was not right. Like you could sell something else that's
Them
$30. You could
clothes.
sell a crew neck that's $30. Like what the fuck? You didn't have to sell that book. Like
Yeah.
you're not helping anybody.
Now she got to pay up.
It's all right.
Yeah, and so you got your $1 million and it's about to be gone because you're about to have lawsuits.
Right.
Good
Now
ass.
you need a 9 to 5 nigga to.
Now you need 9-to-5ers, lawyers, and
Fall back on.
accountants and
Right.
analysts and all these
They
people
might not
that
wanna work
you
with
don't want to
you,
fuck
Miss
with.
Entrepreneur.
Right. You won't give your pussy to them, but
But you gon' this is the thing though.
Whoa.
You ain't gonna
Stop. She said she won't give her pussy. I guarantee that's a lie.
9-to-5ers.
I guarantee she been giving that pussy up. She said be with, as in date, married.
Right.
But she giving that pussy up to a 9 to 5. I can pretty
She
much
said she
guarantee
wasn't
that.
though.
Some nigga that
She
hit
said
that.
she
She
was
quit.
work-
She said she was celibate for them days. How many
Yeah.
days?
Okay.
Okay.
We can get into that if y'all want to, because y'all know that's a motherfucking
She
lie.
said she was. But this
Yeah,
the thing
okay.
though. I don't like
She's-
I started
she's on
talking to I was talking to Diamond and Natera about this. I don't really like how she's thirsty for the baby and all that extra
Yes.
shit. That shit bothers me. Like I don't like that.
you can't have a man
it's-
and be like that.
But
No.
it's
You can't
funny
be
to me.
single and be like that. It's just
Yeah.
can't be like that.
But it's funny how she could talk about 9-to-5ers like entrepreneurs ain't never been 9 to 5.
Exactly.
The
She's
best
so
ones are
young.
9-to-5ers first because they can see what's going wrong in the industry and fix it.
Yeah.
They make the most money because they like, okay, it's good. This got to be better quality than what I'm going through right now.
Right.
But you just stepping
Just
out
because
the way.
she had a job that she got so sick and tired of working that she had no option than to get on social media and try to become famous. Because her whatever job she was working, restaurant, retail, I don't know, she was jobless. I don't know where she was at before social media, but she used to talk about not having money to do anything.
Yeah.
So, girl,
read your book. Like if somebody,
Read a book.
if you had somebody around you that had a regular job, like okay, I'm gonna teach you regular job people. We have to read our reports before we send them to our boss, or we can get fired. You don't know anything about it. We cannot. The book that I saw that you put out there, b.simone, we cannot turn that in at our school. We go to Indiana University. We cannot turn that fucking shit in. we would fucking get an F. Plagiarize, turnitin.com.
Right, they own that shit. They own that shit and
None
turn
of
it
that
in,
shit.
boy. Shit, she said fuck it.
Come on, b.simone, you
Fuck
gotta
it.
do better, girl.
Do better. On to the next. I'm tired of this shit.
Current events. All right, it's a popular show on Bravo called Vanderpump Rules. It's basically a show about a whole bunch of people who work for this rich white lady, and they're all white. They lost 4 of their members because they were saying like racist stuff online. Like, I don't get the Black Lives Matter thing. Why is it always Black Lives Matter? Then 2 of the dudes was like, back in the day, they was like my nigga, and nigga this, nigga that, and real nigga shit and all that stuff. So they got fired. Are you surprised when you hear white people say something racist? Like, does that surprise you guys?
No. Hell no.
Okay.
Why would be?
I'm
why-
surprised when they don't say something racist.
Oh yeah, that, and I was going to get into that. I get real surprised when they're not racist. I'm like, oh wow, you're not
I'll be
racist.
like, hold up.
I don't
We
believe
can
you're
be
not
friends
racist.
a little bit.
Right. Look at this. One of them's there. Hold on, because you got a white family member. So like, are
Yeah.
you're still surprised that white people aren't racist?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Having black people in your family, that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing. They still hate black people.
Oh my
They
God.
love you,
Oh.
but they don't really like black people.
They don't
Still,
like the rest
at
of
the end of the day.
yous.
Yeah.
Do you believe white people are inherently racist?
Absolutely.
And inherently means born.
Mm-hmm.
Are they born racist?
Yes.
I
To an
think
extent.
I think all humans are born to live within to be surrounded by their own people. Each country is not supposed to be a melting pot.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be, you look down the street, your neighbors, your family, all these groups around you, it's supposed to look like you.
Mm-hmm.
But then you come to America or you come to, the 21st century and we get to mixing and people don't know what to do. I don't think it's supposed to really be like that. What do y'all think?
Agree with that. I feel like I wouldn't say necessarily. Well, yeah, they do inherit the racism because it's taught, not strictly because they're born like that and it's all in their DNA. DNA molecules. There's not a fucking atom or a DNA molecule in your fucking system that says I have a racist gene. There's not a fucking racist gene, but they grow up with racist people in their environment, so they think like that. They're ignorant. Ignorance is a lack of knowledge. They don't know any better.
Yeah.
So they like, oh, well, I don't like you. You black.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me that all black people are thugs and are foolish and are ignorant and are stupid. So I don't like your black ass because you dumb, you nigga. It's like, do you even know me?
Well, if you're saying they don't know any better, then you're saying that you have to be taught to not be racist because you.
Not us,
At the beginning,
them.
Oh,
We're
okay.
we're taught as black people to be socially acceptable to a multitude of things in our environments because we have to be from the day that we're born.
Right.
We have to accept that the mailman is white.
Right.
We have to accept that the guy in the office that's our manager is going to be white. They don't have to accept shit being black, except for
Sports.
the sports
Entertainment.
Right.
and entertainment, right? Except for entertainment.
What about? I know we're talking about white people,
Yeah,
but
go
I
ahead, go
I
ahead.
like to talk about Chinese
Oh,
people
yeah.
because
I actually was talking about a Chinese person earlier.
I just feel like I swear every race, you have to be taught to be welcoming to other races because
so?
at the end of the day, they're an outsider and you're not just going to like them. You're going to be curious maybe, but Native Americans, like Chinese, like who really.
But I don't
Don't
think
you have
that's.
to be
I don't
taught
think.
to
I don't
mix?
think that. Here we go. I don't think that because we live in America, so we're mixed up. Like it's not like we're living in Africa. Everybody
So
black.
let's add some context. First and
Go ahead.
foremost, race is a social construct. That means it does not actually exist in reality per se. We give it meaning as people, as human beings. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind when we have this conversation moving forward. So I just want to put that out there.
Okay. So like I was saying, like I feel like we live in a society that there's a lot of different people. We're not in a country that's all this. We're not in a country that's all that. You know what I'm saying? We're in a country that's supposed to be mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that you should be like if you feel like that about somebody else, then you hateful.
Mm-hmm.
Like because unless there is some states that don't see a lot of black people and they're like, I've never seen a black person
Yeah,
before,
what
but that's
is that?
rare.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I guess
You don't think so?
Black people are concentrated in about 10 cities.
Really?
There's plenty of cities in this country where white folks do not have to interact with black folks for nothing if they don't want to. Okay? I mean, we can.
That's definitely.
But
a
we're
truth to that.
always like us living in a city kind of thing. I guess we're in a smaller one though. We still like it's
But-
always been mixed. So like in our city, if we was a racist person in our city,
Yeah.
then they're just fucking like I feel like they just hateful like because you've seen.
You know, we talking about Indiana,
I know that
one branch of the Ku Klux Klan.
Right,
where they
Katie.
came from, yeah.
And
But
when
still,
Driving
like,
to Indiana University in Bloomington,
it's
we have to
scary.
pass through
It's
Martinsville.
scary.
known
Driving
for-
from
That's
ISU
scary. Hanging
to
niggas.
Bloomington,
I mean,
That's
like,
scary.
to IU,
There's
that's
plenty
scary
of white
too.
folks in this state of Indiana.
Yeah, but you're
who do
hateful
not
though.
have to-
Yeah.
You're hateful though. It's
Yeah.
not like you're like. It's not like it's in you to not understand that person. You're just being a hateful person, not liking them because
Yeah.
of the color of their skin.
Yeah.
Because
I
You can't relate what one person or a group of people do to everybody.
Oh,
Right.
of course.
You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they're doing when they're racist
But
toward black people.
The media also plays a big role in that because
movies.
art
And experiences too, you know.
experiences, and I say the media because
Yeah.
okay, say a black person does something like you said, entertainment wise, what do they see? They see the hip hop industry being dominated
Gangsters.
by black men. They see roles that black men play are predominantly like the bad guy or a gangster role or something. So they like, oh well, they're all like that,
Right. Denzel don't win his first Oscar until he's a fucking crooked cop.
right?
But not when he
Yeah.
played Malcolm X. Come on,
Hmm.
man.
Question.
I mean, we already knew
That's
that he
tough.
wasn't gonna get.
That's real tough.
nothing
That's
for that.
tough.
Yeah.
So what? Like, okay, so we going off
Even though
topic
that
a
was
little
a
bit,
good
but
role.
Yeah.
how do you guys feel about like the slave movies? Then, like, are you guys over those?
Right.
There's a slave movie about to come out with. It's called Emancipation with Will Smith.
Ooh, I
So-
didn't hear about that.
Are you guys?
But I want to say racism. When I talk about racism, I talk about prejudice also,
Okay.
and I should separate the two because racism is really how you treat people. You can be prejudiced and treat people nice still, but if you're racist, you can hide it, but you really hate them. You can't
Mhm.
stand being around them. Being prejudiced,
And let me piggyback off
Prejudging.
what she said.
just
Based
like
off some other shit. Yeah.
She talked about racism and prejudice. For me, I look at racism as prejudice plus power. Okay, white folks in America and really the world over have the ability to be racist because not only can they be prejudiced, which we all can be, but they have the power to literally fuck you over.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we see that in,
In
law
in
enforcement.
every way.
We see that in the education system. We see that in the judicial system. I mean, from top to bottom, this country was founded upon that level of prejudice plus the power to actually enslave, millions of people, kill off millions of Native Americans, so on and so forth.
They've done. I will say they've done a great job at keeping their population numbers high, while doing things to keep other races and ethnicities populations lower within American society.
oh, definitely. But I do love a good slave movie,
You're different.
which I
I
know
hate
you
'em.
do not. You will not
I
watch.
cannot stand
They
it.
better
I
not
need
stop
it to be
making them. They
relatively
better not
accurate.
stop making them.
My issue many times is they're just not accurate. Like,
They need to make the true dirty for real. Like it needs to be serious, and it needs to be longer than an hour and a half because you can't get all the information into somebody's life story in 90 minutes.
Do you think that's even like I hate
Yeah.
slave movies because
why
I've been studying Black American history since we was younger. Me and Diamond Steven went to a all black school and we learned about this since I was a little kid. I know about it.
Shout out to
I
North
don't
Star
want to
Christian
see
Academy.
it because I'm more of a emotional, angry person. Like when I get angry, I get really angry. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like seeing black people in that light. You know what I'm
Position.
saying? I don't like it. I just can't stand
So-
looking at it. Like
What I
you
was
know what I'm saying? I don't even want to see a Nat Turner
motivates
because they're
me.
going to have to show us what before Nat got pissed.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like
But what
what
I'm
would
gonna
make him get that mad to be
say-
like, I'm finna just fuck shit up. Like I'm finna revolt.
What
You know
I'll
what I'm
say
saying?
is that I'm not
don't like
necessarily
it.
tired of the slave movies. I like Dom said. I'd rather have the accuracy.
Right,
You
because
know
it
what I'm
happened.
But
So
It
it's
did.
important.
also,
No,
let's
everybody
not.
didn't go to an all black school and learn that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most black kids
But we have enough
never
of
have a black
those-
teacher, or let alone a black male teacher.
But you don't think we have
Yeah.
enough movies
No,
to show that?
there's never enough.
Not
What?
really.
Nah.
Not
What?
really. But I also feel like that's the thing. We focus so much on the slavery and poverty movies and shit. Let's talk about the successful people. We don't portray that enough in movies. We don't show the fucking Black Wall Street. We don't show shit
Yeah,
like
and
that. I
that
had
shit
to read
getting
that
burned
in
down.
a fucking book.
Yeah, that'd be
Have y'all
something
seen
I
The Banker?
would enjoy seeing.
You said The Banker?
The Banker?
No, I haven't
No,
seen
I haven't
that.
seen it.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's on Apple TV.
Thurgood Marshall.
You can.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we know about
we
him,
know about
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, you can sign up
That
for
was a good
that
movie.
a little 1 week free trial and watch that with Samuel L. Jackson. And, what's the other brother's name? He played
From
a
Black
superhero.
Mirrors?
Yeah, he
Oh,
played
okay.
a superhero
When they was playing the video
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah, I
I
know.
can't remember his role
I know you're talking
or his
about.
name.
Yeah, I know you're talking
But
about.
yeah,
I don't
it's
remember his
a
name
good
either.
movie. It's based on a true story
Niggas
about the first black male or black bank owners in the country.
That's what I'm
I want
saying.
them to
They
make
had the
movies.
finesse to get it done.
And also, have y'all heard of? I think it's High Tide. Like it was called like it was named after Haiti, and it was in like North Carolina, I believe, or on the southeastern coast somewhere over
Oh,
there.
we should watch that.
And it was like no, I'm just saying like I just read about
Is it
that
a
in the
movie?
book. No, it's not a
Oh,
movie, but
okay.
it was like little High Tide, or they try to call it High
Basically,
Tide out
Little
for
Haiti. Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Oh,
had
yeah, yeah.
all black. It was basically a community.
We had a
of
number.
black-owned businesses.
Yeah, we had a number of communities like that. Rosewood.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
we
that's
can go down the
sad.
list. We can find
But
tons
that's
of
what I
examples
want
of this.
to, you know what I'm saying? I
Right,
want to
make
focus
movies
more
about-
on those and highlight on those.
Well,
so
speaking
people
of
know
that, Russell Westbrook is sponsoring a movie about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Black Wall Street. So
oh,
be on the lookout for that. Support that if
Interesting.
you can.
Hey,
Definitely
yeah.
will.
I'm definitely gonna be on that.
But like I said,
retweeting that, posting
I
that
just
everywhere.
hate seeing
Come on.
black people getting raped
Yeah.
and getting
I
beat
want the
up and
segregation
getting
movies. I want the
getting
Jim
called
Crow
niggers
movies.
and all that. Like I just hate seeing them getting beaten, like
can
abused and all
understand
that.
that.
Because women get it
I
the
understand
worst.
it.
Because that's
I
really
understand
real life though.
They
Like
need to make movies about white people and their privilege because white people act like they can't see their privilege or they
Yeah,
don't understand
and
what
a white
it
person
is.
needs to write
so
it.
they need to
Hey,
make movies about
make a
this, a
movie
whole bunch of them, because there ain't none.
called
Can
A
anybody,
Blind to It.
if anybody can name one movie about white privilege, comment in the comments under
Please,
the video.
'cause I don't know
because
nothing
we need
about-
to watch it.
I ain't seen it. What was that lady's name? Jane something, and she did her little.
Jane Elliott.
Yeah,
she
she
did
did
the
the thing.
racism test.
Wasn't that like an hour long or something like that? When she shows white people about their
Blue
privilege
Eyes.
and how they did.
That was
I
beautiful
don't wanna.
experiment.
I don't.
Yeah.
Did you want to
Brown
be
Eyes
black?
versus
They
Black.
all like him. I don't
They
want to be black.
storming, storming out the room and shit.
I don't
No.
want to be. I don't want to be treated like black people. Fuck no.
I
Not
want to
raising
be
my
able to go
hand.
when I'm about to rent an apartment. I want to be able to get it. I want to be able to get a job.
That right there is why I don't buy the white people are ignorant argument.
Oh, I
Because
cannot stand
they
that
know
argument.
what the fuck they're doing.
They know
when
it.
you ask them to switch places with a black person,
They say no.
i.e., in the Jane Elliott experiment, what the fuck happens? They're all like, hell no. Because they know the hell black folks is catching in this country and been catching in this country.
Man,
since day
I
one.
always say
But
that
when I
because
say
of
the
how
ignorant
like
part-
white women like call the police.
You mean
And
Karen?
Karen.
Karens
Right.
call
We
the
know
police.
about you now.
They always
You
be like,
are
R.I.P.
there's a
Emmett Till.
black person trying to beat me up. Like
These little kids are in the park and they're riding their power reels with no
these
driver's
black
license.
African American kids. Like,
R.I.P.
make
Emmett Till.
sure- Yep.
R.I.P.
Thank God the Central Park 5 are free.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of people who are in power right now were the reason why they were locked up. So it's like
No, not a lot of people. Donald
all
fucking
of them
Trump.
really. Oprah,
Yeah.
she was in. She said lock them niggas up. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, she
I mean, Oprah ain't really been a
I
friend
don't
to the
remember
black
what she
male,
said.
but I mean
Yeah,
that's
to
a
the
whole
black
nother
man, not
show.
really.
Yeah,
When you want to have
definitely
that
is.
one, I would be glad to join you.
All right, y'all. Let me get us back on track because we went off. But well, I guess this goes with what we were talking about. Statues of historical white figures have been torn down the past month by protesters and communities. Do you think that this is pushing the Black Lives Matter agenda forward?
First and foremost, we need to have a clear understanding of what the Black Lives Matter agenda is. But
Alrighty?
in
I
my
swear to God,
opinion,
we ain't got no damn.
What is it?
list.
yeah,
Definitely.
in my opinion, This is more symbolism than substance, and many of the acts that have been taking place on behalf of governments, white folks, etc., the concessions that they have made have been symbolic. For instance, the Black Lives Matter, street paintings, things of that nature. But what substantive measures have they taken? What tangibles are they putting in our pockets? What are they doing to make our real live experiences better?
I feel like anything
I'll
that
wait.
they doing to piss
Not
these
too
white
much.
people off is gonna be great. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna support it, and they're gonna be mad, and it's worth it. It's worth all them tears. Every teardrop that falls from these statues being taken down, it's just gonna make me. So
I agree.
happy.
I think just them coming, the symbolism behind it is cool. Like,
It's a step in the right direction.
right? But what you saying?
let's keep it real,
We
though.
it ain't really helping shit. at the end
Yeah,
of the
on
day.
a
Right,
totem
right.
pole, it's closer
It's
to the
low.
bottom. Okay,
It's low.
Yeah.
you know what I'm
It's
saying? I'll
definitely
take
low.
it,
It's
but
like, thanks.
It's
I
like
need
I don't
more.
even go
Right,
when I go to
right.
those cities. I don't see those statues, so I don't really give a fuck because
Right.
I'm not looking at them. But I
But
guess
little
for people
kids
in
go to those
cities-
schools. Like those schools are named.
Yeah,
after
but at the
those
end of the day,
Confederate
it's like
generals.
you can erase these statues, but you can't erase history. Like Christopher Columbus, what he did. You know what I'm saying? You can't erase what they did. It's still gonna
Right.
be in the books. Like we got to get it to the point where we talk about Black history in the books and not these niggas. But we ain't there. So it's like tearing them
Right.
down. They
I
still
mean,
don't know about them.
it's a both and situation because we want the symbolic gestures.
Yeah.
We just need the substance as well. That's my contention. So
Yeah.
take down the Confederate statues, flags,
Hopefully that's
etc.
pushing
But
that.
right after that, or right along with that, I should say, give me some substantive measures, reparations, baby bonds, a number of things
educational
that have been
programs.
put out there.
Something.
We need some substantive corrective measure for 500 years of slavery, Jim Crow, and discrimination.
I want to give y'all this scenario that my dad.
And hold
me
on,
and my
when I
dad
say
talked
we,
about.
hold on just a second. When I say we, I'm talking about black folks. Okay, I'm not talking about people of color.
Okay, let's get that straight. Let's get that straight.
Although we
We're
do
not
have
talking about
allies,
people of
but I'm
color.
talking about the
Never.
people that were
Black.
here during
Black.
Jim Crow.
Black.
Okay, if you got here in the 1970s, your family came here in the 1970s. I'm
1990s
sorry,
and
your
shit.
opinion matters, but it is not on the level of my fucking grandmother, who have been in this country. You know what I'm saying? During Jim Crow, lived the majority of her life during Jim Crow.
Right.
You feel me?
Facts.
Her parents grew up as sharecroppers. You know, then they were quote unquote freed, but you know, still suffered from the likes of Jim Crow when America was 99% white or black. We need to focus on that, okay? Because there are people who were blocked and kept
I
out
really
of.
don't understand why people of color even be trying to like insert themselves.
Man,
I agree with
slide to the
everything
left.
Dominique said
For, like,
because of what
for
he
sure.
just said. The country is built on black and white people,
Facts.
not nobody else. Like
Right.
nobody else was like you guys came over here when it got good. Y'all was not over here when
Right
shit was
after we
fucked up.
fought, bled, and died.
After civil rights, the
After we
motherfuckers came
fought,
over
bled,
here.
and died, we had 4-legged dogs sicked on us by 2-legged dogs. Then after that, you want to come over here and claim the benefits?
Swear to God.
They're like,
As
hey,
if-
it's cool now.
as
It's cool
if
to come over
your-
there now.
Right.
With them
Your
niggas.
America's
birthright is
great.
the same as mine, and I go back multiple generations, as far
And
back
then
as I
this
can
is the
remember
thing,
on
though.
both sides of my family.
And this is the thing though,
Stop
because
it.
of
You
your
got a home
color,
country you can go back to? Stop
because
it.
of your color, you get more incentives than us,
Right.
and we've been here the entire time.
Right.
You guys you're Asian, you're white, you're Jewish, you're Italian, you are fucking white. And you look
You're
white,
Arabian.
so they're gonna give you way
benefit
more
of the doubt.
benefits than us, and we've
Yeah.
been here longer. So I don't care about what you have to go through. You don't have to go through shit, really. And
No.
everything we go through is 10 times worse than you. We was here first, so
Right.
you can't compare. You're not. I'm people of color, brown, black. We black.
And we built
Period.
the country.
Right.
Okay, so
It's a capitalist society because the first
Free labor.
capital was us. We are
Yeah,
the
that's where the
capital.
money came from. Okay, y'all. So
We are wise, powerful.
the statues, me and my dad had a conversation, and there was like a river in Mississippi or somewhere down south. It was called Runaway Slave River, and people were starting to say change the name of it. And it's just like, my dad was like, hell no, do not change the name of that river. Keep that shit the way it is forever, because everybody when they come to that river, they need to know these is where the slaves ran. They followed this river to get away. So I understand what you're saying about the statues. Like it's keep it the way it is because that's how y'all wanted it. That's how it was, and that's how y'all had it. So don't try to change it now.
We shouldn't be honoring.
They shouldn't be celebrating it. But some of this stuff needs to. They don't need to erase every single thing because when you turn around 20 years later, what is there to look back at and say,
we came a long way.
Everything is so nice. No, you need to still look at the fucked up things that they had and name it as it don't need to be a statue of pride. It just needs to be a statue of the history because that's our history.
It is history.
It's a fucked up ass history, but it's history.
It is history, but statues in particular are created to honor people. Okay, Peyton Manning's statue is outside of Lucas Oil Stadium to honor him in the multiple years in the championship he brought to Indianapolis. Okay, we have multiple Confederate statues around this country, which is an example of honoring these folks and what they thought, what they believed in, what they fought for.
Our leaders still honor them, even though they took the statues down.
They got the paintings in the post office.
We haven't convinced the leaders that this ain't the way yet.
Right.
So we knocking shit down, and ain't nobody's minds changing. We knocking shit down, niggas still want to kill us. It's like,
right. You go to the main courthouse in Texas, and they painted all over the walls.
The tree's not up anymore.
Native Americans.
Do you want to kill us still? Yeah, I still want to fucking kill you because you're trash. Like, you're black. Like, nah, it's like they still want to kill us. And then for these people coming over here, like, you ain't gonna know why they want to. They ain't gonna know, like Natera said, why they want to kill us. Like, where did this come from? Who is this? Who's that?
Right.
It's
why
for them
is
to
Donald
learn.
Trump like this?
You know what I'm saying?
Hated.
But I understand with both sides. Like, I don't know. Like, Donald Trump is terrible,
disgusting.
But it's probably gonna be something with him on it. I wouldn't even be surprised if he would name the wall after himself or something.
Girl,
I don't fucking know.
What wall?
Okay, you want to build a wall to block Mexicans from getting in, but you gonna have the Mexicans build the wall? Because who fuck gonna build it? These white people ain't building your fucking wall. These black people ain't building your wall. These Asians definitely ain't building your wall. These Indians ain't building your wall. These Africans ain't building your wall.
That wall is built. The opioid crisis will widen. It will get worse. Because what you fail to realize is the biggest junkies on the planet Earth come from the United States of America.
Facts.
Okay? Yeah. And who supplies these junkies? Okay? You can go to the Golden Triangle in Asia, where you have Vietnam, Thailand, Laos. You can go to the Golden Crescent, where you have Iraq, Iran, etc., Afghanistan. None of these places have good relationships with Donald Trump or America. Okay? You also can go down to the most expensive trade routes in the world, which are through Central America and more in particular Mexico, with the illegal drug trade. These people are making and controlling your drugs. Why do you think this crisis is what it is today? Because they're spiking it with fentanyl, etc. If you've seen Ozark, you saw the episode. What's the lady's name?
Who, the wife? What? I forgot.
No, not Wendy. The drug dealer that had the opium poppy. You know, the crazy one that killed.
They stole the baby.
Yeah. Anyway, she spiked one of the drug loads with fentanyl, killing
a whole bunch of heroin addicts.
Yes. And there was outrage because of that. I think we are seeing evidence of that coming from these places, which, again, they all have beef with America. The Golden Triangle, the Golden Crescent, and Central America, more specifically, Mexico.
And he's not doing anything but making it worse by the legal trade that we see that Americans can track. Like, he's making it more expensive to do that. Like, legal shit, like shit we need from China. He's making it more expensive for us to get it or for them to receive things from us. So like, I don't even know about the dark markets and all that shit. It's probably even worse. You know what I'm saying? He making people mad at the end of the day. And so this is why I don't understand why there's people in America who are trying to vote for him again, because it's like, Y'all don't even gotta care about Black Lives Matter, really. COVID-19 is killing you whites, okay? It's getting y'all the fuck up out of here. Y'all grandmas, y'all daddies,
Bye-bye.
y'all, cause y'all parents are old and they're getting the fuck up out of here
Y'all
from COVID.
jobs is gone.
Yes.
That shit's
And you're going to vote for the person who's responsible for this because you hate black people that much. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you
And
risk
they
your
hate poor
family for
people.
that?
And they hate poor people too.
But that's not even killing that.
Like
It's
Donald
killing
Trump
everybody.
I talked to someone the other day, and this was a black lady who said she's voting for Donald Trump because he's putting a couple extra dollars on her check, or on each check, and she doesn't believe in gay marriage.
Oh, God.
And then what was the third thing she said? Couple $100 on her
Probably
check.
abortion.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. She's
An
pro-life.
abortion?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Those
what
are
all the
three things.
Republicans
And
or
this
all
is
the
the
Trump
thing.
That's why
supporters
And
she
this
say.
is what
That's
I
why they
don't
like
like.
Trump.
This
Oh,
we going into a lot of
Jesus.
stuff. This is
Idiots.
what I do not like about the system in America. White people, y'all are so fucking loyal to a fucking color, and y'all cannot understand gangs. Y'all are loyal as fuck to this red ass Republican Party. Everything that they stand for, y'all have to be with. You, that's not true. You can have a middle ground. Like you can like I like Democrats. I like
Right,
what they
I like
saying. I
this.
like what
I
they
like
saying.
that.
I like what they saying. Like, what makes you think that everybody's going to have the same mindset as you on topics like abortion, like on topics like, you know what I'm saying?
You have to
Healthcare.
take the pros and the cons.
Like
Just
this
like
is
with Joe Biden and Trump. I mean,
exactly when you
it's
do
gonna be bad.
like Mark Cuban, he's a billionaire. He was saying to Trump, he was saying to the House, like in the Congress, like because the Democrats kept on they were prolonging the stimulus bill coming out because they wanted us to get more money.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nigga, we need to get money in people's hands. So just figure the shit out and make a
What's so
negotiation
hard?
and get them money. Like
The
get them at least one
Republicans
check
are
out."
fighting so hard because $600 a week is more than what 50% of Americans make right now. So they're like, no, they don't need that much. They don't even make that much. The Democrats are like, so what? Oh, they get an extra $100 a week. We're in a pandemic. It's an emergency.
The reason why they gave out 600 in particular is because they did the math. Like if you okay, in Indiana, the most you can get on unemployment is $390. If you add 600 to that, that's closer to what you would get on your check.
Yes.
They're trying to get people to keep spending, keep trying to live their regular lives. But this is the thing. First of all, you only did it once, and all these states are backed up a month on their unemployment. They're not getting it. You know what I'm saying?
People ain't getting their money
because y'all ain't giving out enough money for it, and then y'all giving out money to businesses. Y'all giving out small business loans to
and
Pepsi,
American Airlines and shit.
What?
United Airlines, fuck them.
You see all these companies giving you flight credits and all that. They're getting money from the government, these little flight credits ain't nothing to them.
No.
So, like I said,
then they want to talk about small businesses. Why y'all want to burn down y'all community? With y'all
girl, don't even
businesses?
get me started
That's
on
one of our
y'all's
topics.
community.
Because we got to talk about.
Let's talk about that. So, there's been talks about people. Well, that's at the end. So we'll talk about that when we get there because I forgot I do have that on here. But our community, we don't have a community. So shut the fuck up, black people. Black people, you don't have a community.
And don't
so
say
shut up.
Our.
Nothing
they
is
making
yours.
the Y
That is
silent
a
in yours.
community that they have engineered for you.
Facts.
That is a simulation community for niggas.
Motherfuckers want to act like they own a business. This is my business that y'all broke the windows in and y'all burnt down. But you're renting that from a white owner. You don't own that big building. You rent out one area on the downstairs floor.
If they wanted to take that building from you, they can. That's what y'all don't understand.
It's not yours.
No land that you buy here is
the
yours
bank own it for
in
one,
America.
Or you renting it
if
from
they want to build a
landlord.
Walmart there, you're getting your ass the fuck off that land. But we'll talk about that later. All right, next. Democrats in Congress all got together and wore kente cloth and they kneeled to support Black Lives Matter. Do you think this helped show their support for the Black Lives Matter movement?
This was pandering.
Okay, can you explain that, Dominique? What pandering is to you?
It made me sick.
They just are trying to placate to our emotions when in actuality they really don't give a fuck. They know it's just a good symbolic gestures to say, see, we're on your side. But in
Vote
all
for
actuality,
us.
yeah, they
Vote
just
for
want your
Biden.
fucking vote and then want you to shut the fuck
Definitely.
up afterwards.
Fucking propaganda
Basically,
and
like
shit.
y'all been doing.
Man, that's fucking stupid. That's a fucking mockery. They taking our culture and making a fucking joke out
They
of
got
it.
information
Man,
because
you
Beyonce
said
made
it.
a
You
song
said
about
it
it.
right there, Steve.
That's fucking fucked up. How the fuck you gonna kneel and shit and say, hey guys, I'm with you. Bitch, you not with me. You ain't passing no laws for me,
when
man.
Colin wanted to take a kneel, this motherfucker got crucified. They castrated him, but now everybody want to realize how great it is to take a knee against injustice.
Come on.
That is really crazy to me,
Shout
y'all.
out to
That was
Colin.
out here.
Shout out
It's
Hey,
supposed to be
again.
popular now.
Again.
Taking a knee is popping now.
This is
And he did that
symbolism
3
over
years ago.
substance. Where are the tangibles from these kente cloth wearing
Ignorant as
white Democrats? Where are the tangibles? Okay, you gave us the symbolism. Okay, along with that, we need the substance.
You are a senator of a state, okay? You can get this nigga out of this small little police department. You can get him fired, but you're not doing that. You're kneeling with the kente cloth on. I can't take you seriously. Get him out of there. You can do it. You're a senator.
Lock 'em up.
Get the
Get
fuck
the
off your
FBI.
knees, bitch, and do something.
make
Like
the
they
laws.
do shit like this, so in 20, 30 years they can say, "See, I marched with Dr. King." Like when I hear white
Swear
people
to
say that shit to me,
God.
it's like,
Bye.
I
Okay.
kneeled
like
and I
Mario.
supported the
Oh
Black
my
Lives
God.
Matter movement.
right,
Look at me.
with my
Man.
kente
paperwork.
cloth.
Look at
Yeah.
America.
Yes.
We do
Kente
stand
cloth.
We're
for black.
awesome, man.
I don't even wear kente cloth,
Man.
so I don't know nothing
What?
about it.
Wait,
graduated
did y'all
with
have an
one on. That
African
was it.
versus Black American show?
Yeah, and he was on there on one, and I was just like, I don't understand like why Africans think y'all superior when.
Oh yeah, this is what
Well, you
Dominique
do realize
told me.
that. I mean, the ones that come over here typically are the cream of the crop.
The poor Africans don't come over here.
Exactly.
But I think also like in and Dominique, you and Natera probably know a lot about this, but in slavery days, I think they sold the bad blacks to the white
I
people.
wouldn't say the bad black.
No,
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
was
a
just
bad
their
black.
enemy.
It
It
was
was
the,
just
yeah,
their
their
enemy.
opposing
Yeah, it
tribes
was
Okay.
that they
okay.
were not cool
prisoners
with.
of
So how?
war.
So
Yeah.
wait,
Prisoners of war.
they were opposing tribes that they weren't cool with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Africa.
fighting over
just
food,
like
land,
today.
water.
That's
You know,
fucked up.
Just like today, we got different games. It would
I'm
be
thinking
like
they
the-
selling prisoners or something.
It would be like
Yeah, it's
in
a
some
prisoner of
cases,
war.
prisoner
Okay.
of war.
Yeah.
It would be like the Crips and Bloods, and then the white folks come to the Crips and be like, "Look, if you give us the Bloods, we'll give you some money. We'll give you some weapons." Da da da. So the Crips is like, "Fuck it, we're gonna set traps. We're gonna get these Bloods."
In
Yeah.
the
And
end,
then, you know,
and then
Just
like I
like
said,
Lion
Sell
King
it.
with
Right,
stars
sell
and
'em.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
Niggas,
I always say
my
like
niggas.
all of the bad things that Black Americans do is a stem straight from Africans. Like the way that they treated us is the reason why we do half the shit we do today. Like the reason why Black men cheat on women is because African men have 10 fucking wives. And they cheat on their
No, I
wives.
don't agree
They
with
cheat
this.
on their wives
I don't
with
that was a
and
big
have-
jump, Ariel. I can't lie.
I
That was a
think
No,
big
but
so
it's a
though. I feel
similarity
like
in
it.
that,
I
though.
feel like
There's a
it stems
similarity
from
in that,
shit.
though.
It stems from shit.
It's a
Like
similarity in it.
But
though.
that's human nature. Animals do
That
that.
is
Like,
definitely human nature.
You can't. What?
I feel like, but
There's
I feel
still a
like if
similarity
you're
in that,
in
though.
like
You wouldn't have to cheat on your wife
Come on,
if
you ain't
if
never
you had enough
you ain't never
to
been at a
provide for
kickback
all
and
of your
seen one of your
wives. They
old
would just
flings,
come.
and then y'all was just chopping it up and talking.
I ain't cheating now.
I'm just saying, but that's how it started.
All right, I don't know nothing about it because I'm cheap, but you know what I'm saying. If that was to happen, you know what I'm saying. I always think like, that's why I always wanted to have a conversation because I always think like shit that they do is similar to shit we do. But then again, like I said, it's similar to what white people do. It's similar to what Asians
No,
do.
it,
Everybody
yeah,
do the
it's
same.
similar.
It's
Everybody do the
similar.
same shit.
No, it's what people do when they don't have resources and they're poor and they can't afford to make the decisions they want to make for their life, like cheating.
Mhm.
You could just live your life and do however you want to do,
Facts.
but you have to be afraid of divorce, scared shitless because
Yeah.
of somebody taking your money from you, taking your kids away. Like,
It's the way the system is set up.
So we all think that they did not show their support by wearing that shit. in Midland.
Next, can do something else, the Democrats, please.
Terry Crews made a stupid ass comment on Instagram, and he said, "Let me look for it." I quote: "Defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. Like it or not, we are all in this together." What do you think that he was right when he said that?
So for me, I don't understand how white supremacy and black supremacy can coexist. Okay,
It
by
can.
definition, the word supremacy means supreme, like you're number one. So
Right, superior.
there has to be one that's supreme and one that's not. I talked earlier about my definition of racism, which is prejudice plus power to enact your prejudicial thoughts, etc., on people you don't like.
For that.
What power do black people have in America
None.
To oppress
in the world, like
anybody.
she
to
said.
oppress
Yeah.
anyone in the judicial system, in the education system?
And Terry Crews already done lost his mind after acting like them motherfuckers on America's Got Talent wasn't discriminating against Gabrielle Union when she came out and said how they was treating her. So, bye, Terry
First of
Crews.
all, Terry fucking stupid ass Crews, you cannot defeat white supremacy in a supremely white country, you idiot. We're not going to defeat white supremacy when everybody's fucking white. We can't defeat it. We're trying. The only thing that Black Lives Matter is trying to do, for everybody who's ignorant out there, don't understand it, we're trying to live. Black people are trying to just survive, okay? Like the system is set up for us not to. So we're saying, can you give us a chance to live a normal life where we don't have to look behind our backs all the time, stuff like that? Like, we're not saying, like, we're ever going to be the supreme beings in the country. We know that that's not fucking... We are 10% of the population. We're never going to be the supreme people in this country. And based off of all the laws, it takes so long for laws to get changed. We're never going to be in our lifetime.
And how is he going to
So
act
what are you
like
talking
that
about?
when he literally let another man in the show business grab his genitals and was afraid to say anything about it? Like, and you're a grown black
Big
man
one.
and you feel like you ain't oppressed when you can't even say anything about somebody violating you like that? You got to keep it a secret.
Because you
and
didn't
not say
want to
nothing?
lose them goofy ass jobs you be getting.
Man.
Yeah, he
I
went
can't
too
condone
far.
that.
Yeah, I can't condone that either. But he went too far with that statement on the,
Black supremacy.
Yeah, on the black supremacy.
that's
That's
where
when
you
you
lost
lost me.
me. Yeah.
Facts. You
Y'all
lost
was
me there.
y'all was
Like,
lost.
I was
already.
like, bruh, like, I can understand if you said we need allies
Right.
in
break
addition to help build our movement and make our movement stronger. Okay, I understand that. But when you saying like white supremacy and black supremacy, you just going beside the point. You
Like,
just talking
what are
outside of
you-
your neck.
What?
Like that's just some stupid
Like it or
shit.
not, we all in this
Like,
together. Like we are not all in this together. We have been trying for years. We have been protesting for decades. Like, this is not the first time niggas protest. The only reason why motherfuckers care is because they white friends is out there getting their ass beat now.
Exactly.
Finally, you motherfuckers are getting your ass beat by the police.
Now y'all see how the police don't be
Dude, what the
following
They're
they
like,
train.
oh
on?
my God, my friend went down there to protest, and now they're getting their ass beat. Fuck the police. You need to be fired. Like, it didn't matter before that. When
Right.
nobody even having these conversations, people been protesting, organizing, doing all this stuff. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, like, that was, 50 years ago? People been doing this shit. And all of a sudden, it's a big topic because white people are getting beat up, too.
Man, and it's great.
But that's why you need allies. When allies speak, they're heard.
Facts.
Right.
Which is
And that's
sad
why you need to
to
set
me.
it on fire and burn it down too. Because
Whoa! But even with
I
some of
think
that
that-
setting it on fire and burning it
We're
down,
gonna bring-
that
we
ain't all
coming, we
black people,
coming.
okay? That ain't all us either. Cause I saw a couple Karens on there and a couple
I
bars doing
didn't,
some
I didn't,
bullshit.
I
And they
didn't
blaming
say,
it on us.
I didn't say.
I think we need to start understanding as a community that, and this is why I don't like police officers, because they work for me. I pay hella taxes.
Taxpayer, yeah.
I pay them motherfuckers. Like, I
9 to
see
5
my
people pay them
checks
taxes.
every 2 weeks. I'm paying somebody's bills, okay?
Yeah, facts.
So you work for me.
Vacation.
So you're gonna come at me talking crazy. This is the thing. It doesn't work for me because all of everybody else that look like me don't know what it's like to be me like yet and understand that you work for me. Once black people start to understand, and people of color, the other people, that white people work for us, these motherfuckers in the office work for us, shit's gonna change. It was like, I was watching this LA thing where people were like on there talking to the police and the district attorneys or whatever and was just snapping on them. And it should happen all the time. Like, this is y'all's job. Y'all are here to serve us. Like, but nobody
Answer up.
nobody
answer up.
Nobody is getting that. So they don't think like they've lived their whole careers not having to serve people.
Right.
So they're like, we actually do have to do what these motherfuckers say.
Right. They don't they be having like arrest quotas in certain areas
Yeah.
and well, you got to get this many tickets.
They
and
got all
you gotta
that out
pull
there,
people
but
over
but
and-
we ain't paying attention to it. So it's just me,
And
and I'm getting pulled over, and I'm like, "Fuck you! You work for me." He gonna be like, "Bitch, shut up." And then if I get fucked up, ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. At first, before now, they protested and nothing happened. You know what I'm saying?
And this
now
is
that it's
exactly
white people
why-
doing it.
This is exactly why when you look at the amount
Yep.
of tax money that goes to these motherfuckers, like take
$6
some of that
billion
money away.
budget in New
Take
York
some
for
of that
police
money
officers.
away and put it in.
That's
I
what
made that
Defund the
Facebook
Police
post.
is,
I
yeah.
said, put that money into them poor schools. If you put the money into the schools and pay these teachers, get these programs going, do you really think it's gonna be that much crime? Y'all won't have to have that many police.
Let's
'cause it
just
ain't
let's
gonna
just
be
go
that
into
much
that next
crime.
material. So there have been reforms to policing laws, and there has also been an argument to defund the police. Do you think either one of these solutions will work? That's the next question.
I believe that the only true way that defunding the police departments will be beneficial is if we do like Natera said and actually do it to something positive in the community, especially the black community where we're struggling in the education system. Actually, put it out there in the urban communities where you have more programs.
So,
have
for
more-
example, to piggyback off what Steven is talking about, Head Start is one example of a program that works
3 years
with
old, 4 years
adolescent,
old.
youth, and it's proven. Head Start
I went
freaking
to Head
works.
Start.
Life outcomes, grades, etc., all improve as a result of Head Start. But go
They
ahead.
need to defund the military.
I don't know about all that.
Do you know how much?
Yes, I do.
Donald Trump gave them after Obama left?
No, it ain't just Trump though.
Obama gives them a
know
lot,
about
too.
Every president.
I'm about to say, I
Gives them a
gotta
lot.
do
But
research on the
that's
military.
because Natera is shit that
But
we
that's the
don't
biggest
know
budget.
about
1%,
securing us. That
1% of their budget can erase all the student loan debt in the United States. That's how much
That
money
is
they
true.
are giving
That's
these
facts.
motherfuckers.
But at the same time, nobody's touching that military.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
we can't-
securing. That's
Yeah, we
securing
gotta go
our
lower
country.
before we go up there.
I
We
ain't
gotta-
saying cut it down 50% or
We-
take away all their money.
No, I totally get where you're going.
Oh yeah,
2%.
Yeah, we understand, but
2%.
we know how hard
But
that's
it's like
be to the
you
fund
cut.
that.
That would be like veterans. Like they get a lot of stuff for basically risking their lives for the rest of us.
Do they really even get all their benefits though?
Most
Because these
of them-
veterans be out here on the streets.
Yeah, because they be on opioids because they get hurt and then they
Exactly.
get on them
Because
opioids
they don't
and
be
they on
giving
that
them the money
stuff.
like
And
that
they
because they
hook.
put all the money into just
Like they lose
Well, the
arms
system-
and then they're
the
on
system could
opioids
definitely
or
be
something like that. So
And
yeah,
I think that's what you
for
get.
sure.
I totally
defund the
agree.
police
for
too.
sure. Okay, so defunding the police.
Yes.
Basically, defund the police is taking some of their funds and
Yeah.
allocating them to other
Yeah, their
things
budget can
in the
shrink.
community.
Because they don't need that much money. All they
Um,
do is fuck it off anyway.
I agree with.
Stake out in front of people's houses for hours and get paid $20 an hour.
I think that we have to, and this is so stupid because I hate dumbing myself down and make other people feel better, but y'all just come through like defund the police, like y'all can't say shit like that without coming through. Like a lot of people don't even know what that means,
Right.
and they
Right.
just like take money from the police.
So
Like
you're not going to pay the police?
right.
You're
All
gonna
the
go out
police
there and
stations
work
are
for
gonna
free?
close
Right.
down.
You gonna
No,
pay them
motherfucker.
$10 an hour?
Right.
Like
He
No.
will.
Fire the police officers?
No,
no,
motherfucker.
not fire
We didn't
them.
say erase the police department.
that's what they're saying. That's what they think. Like defund. Like
Man,
What the
idiots.
fuck is wrong with you,
take the money and
motherfuckers?
put it. No, they're saying like a lot of that money they don't even use.
They need
correctly.
to get audited. Yes, they need to get audited and they need to relocate those funds correctly.
Who
Make sure they
polices
doing
the
it.
police?
Why
The
you
crooked
even go
government.
there?
Their own self.
They
Because
know
they do
that.
whatever they want.
The
They
crooked
think
government.
they like. I don't know what they think. They think they the
That's
military.
them.
You know who
They the
police
military
the
till the
police-
military come in. Then they want to stand down.
You know who police the police? The goddamn gangsters, the politicians.
Right. Oh,
That's the police. The
politicians.
police. The politicians in the judicial system is who police them.
The money.
motherfuckers. The real gangsters out here is who police them motherfuckers. You talking about
Police
who
don't
gangster.
get police.
Nigga, the police, you can't tell me, you can't, how gangster
Police
is a
aren't-
nigga
Right,
to shoot
CNN.
you and be like, well, I know I'm getting away with this motherfucker.
Right.
Bang, motherfucker.
Right.
On blue, nigga. He making blue. Nigga.
I got a
They
$1
make
million
blue, nigga.
pension.
What are you saying, nigga? Police.
And I'm still getting it.
Fuck.
They
Boy.
said $1 million to dude who killed George Floyd probably get his $1 million pension.
Pension. Yeah, he is gonna get it.
Like, that's what we talk about defunding.
If you make a mistake on your job and get fired, you should not get your pension.
This is what I told my granny.
If you
If I'm
kill
a dentist
somebody
and
on
I'm in
the job.
somebody's mouth and I get scared or I'm having a bad day and I slice their jaw from the lip to their neck and they fucking die and I say, oh, well, they woke up out of their anesthesia and start swinging at me, so I slice their neck. No, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to lose everything. So why do police get to just do their job with
Well,
no care?
the argument is going to be, well, they risk their lives every day.
Yep.
That's going to be the comeback.
That's
And that's
definitely gonna be the
pretty hard
comeback.
to argue against on that point. I mean, I can understand that.
Say
So
that-
they
wait,
should get
say
away
that
with
again, Dominique.
being...
No. I'm not saying they should get away with it. Hell no. Never would I
I'm
say
saying that they really don't risk their lives every day.
You saying they don't risk
Majority
their
of the
lives?
time, they don't even be in those type of situations. It's not that.
Right.
It's
When do
not
we get
that,
lit?
You know what I'm
Is they
saying?
Chicago Police Department?
It's a small percentage of the time that it get that deep. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's
Probably
hundreds and hundreds
nowadays,
and
it probably
hundreds of
more.
them.
But yeah, like they go see people all day long. Like their interactions aren't always.
Is
10.
Breonna Taylor on our list?
True, but
She is.
you never know what can happen.
True.
And, that's really the issue. Like, at any given moment, it could pop off as a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know who else risk their lives
You
every
still got
day?
to be properly trained.
Electricians, construction workers.
Construction
People
workers.
There are-
people that work at the
there
city.
are-
Teachers is risking
There
their
are
lives.
other professions that
Which
have a
are
higher
truck
mortality
drivers.
rate, so
Getting
I
mad.
totally agree. I'm not.
Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I agree with you saying like they in
Disputing
defensive
that,
mode
but-
all the time.
Yeah.
But they got on bulletproof vests. They got tasers, training, guns, fast
Do
cars
have
they could
training,
drive.
though? Do they have training though?
Technically,
Right. I
they
read a
have
post that
training
said they
for-
only
they train to kill.
They said barber school takes more hours, like 1,200
That's
hours
terrible.
to complete, but the police academy training is like 800 hours. I don't know if that's true. Y'all might want to look that
I don't
up.
like how like they don't make them go through a lot to enforce the law. Like we have to go through a lot to argue the law, but we
Right.
can't. You don't go through a lot to enforce the law. Like a lot of them don't even be knowing the law
They
because
don't.
a lot of them don't even
don't.
know what they can and cannot do. Like they out here throwing
They
tear
out here
gas and
drunk.
shit. I think that some stuff they was doing in the protests for the protesters was illegal for them to do. You know what I'm saying? So and nobody gets in trouble for it. It just goes away. So I think that
Putting 29 protesters in one cell during a pandemic when COVID-19 cases are on a rise. Like, why are y'all doing this type of stuff?
giving okay, so defund the police, giving money to other places in the community. I think is that going to help? Honestly, I don't think any of this shit is going to help. I think the only thing that's going to help is you guys punishing them for the crimes that they did commit. If police know if I kill this nigga, I'm going to go to jail for 50 years. They ain't going to do it. That's the same thing that y'all made us think when y'all created these laws. Like, if we got these laws and we put these penalties on it, Biden, when you make the 94 crime bill, and you said that people have to go to jail for these longer times when they do these stupid-ass nonviolent crimes like
For having
selling
weed.
crack. You said, oh, I'm give them more time, and then they will not do it anymore. Now, that did kind of work. The crime rate did go down. Why don't you start doing that with police officers? If you kill somebody that's unarmed, you're going to go to jail for
Yeah,
50 years.
make an example
They're going to
out of
stop
their
doing
ass.
that shit because they're going to be like, wow,
we
I
can't
can
do
really
it.
can go
Yeah,
to jail.
we
if
can't
I,
do it.
If I don't
It's
approach this the
actually
right
illegal
way,
now.
I might can really go to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But also, when they put the funding into the schools and they educate the people and people get jobs and the community just uprises, like, say if we got
I agree with that
Indianapolis,
too.
we say we got
Less
a
problems.
big gap
Yeah.
right here
More people got
that
more
is
stuff to do.
the hood or a dangerous area or the ghetto where the police have to come all the time. That area is going to slowly start to shrink because the school districts are going to become better. Like, the police aren't going to need to be pulling up all the time because
Natera, the laws are not set up for us to win. So we can do all of this stuff, but we're still gonna go like get into these roadblocks to where we can't get things done. So there's a lot of laws in like communities where black communities where you can't even put a healthy food store in a black community. You can only put gas stations or
Yeah.
Food
or
desert.
fast food. I live in a nice suburb of Indianapolis. I noticed that when I moved out here, these nasty ass food places like Wendy's, McDonald's, and shit closed at like 10 o'clock. When I lived in hood, that shit was open 24/7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They have those laws here to tell them they have to close this shit
Cash
down.
advance, predatory lending.
There's
Right.
no cash advances out here. There's no Family
Rent-a
Dollars.
center.
That's crazy. I haven't seen
There's
one
none
out
of that type of stuff out here, but that is what's out there. You know what I'm saying? And to keep, you know what I'm saying, they redlining us. We can't get certain places because black people, when they move into places, bring the property level down. And that goes to education. We don't know how to keep property up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know what that
Education is the
means.
number
So, I agree with
one
that
is the number
too,
one
but
defense against poverty.
There's so many laws that are
and
going to block us
everything.
from doing shit too. That it's a lot of times where people call black people coons who are higher in society because they damn near do have
But
to be coony.
that's why these little kids need to learn how to read.
You have to coon a little bit.
And write.
Oh,
These little
shit.
kids need to learn their punctuation, how to speak, how to read, and how to write. And once we get a generation of kids that can speak, read, write, use their punctuation, write an essay, it's almost a wrap because the laws
Yeah.
is gonna change after that.
Right.
If
I
they
agree
teach
with
these kids
that.
how to.
And they start going in office and start
I
understanding
mean,
how
I totally
it works.
agree with your fundamental point. Education is a part of the solution, not necessarily the solution, but a part of the solution.
Definitely a huge part of the solution. All right, next. What's the next topic? All right, the Brat. This is switching it around a little bit. The Brat came out as gay. Is anybody surprised by this?
Really? Wow.
Girl,
Really?
boo. You were the first we ever seen.
She's low key the poster.
Missy
child.
Elliott,
Is she a stud though?
she has
So-
studdish ways.
She's study.
So is Big Booty Judy getting off?
What do you mean?
Like,
What?
Is she-
is the Brat just settling, or do you think that's a good couple?
I
Or you
think,
think
they're
she getting over?
probably money wise the
She-
same way.
She's the kaleidoscope edge drops that she sells to people, and she got with the Brat, and they buying each other houses, cars, but the Brat is almost a millionaire. I would say maybe she has like 1 million in the bank. I don't know.
So,
Right.
so you're saying because she don't have
She's
as
with a
much
low
money?
budget lesbian, like
She
she's
whoa. So you're coming
Who's
for
a
her
low-budget
financially?
lesbian?
Big Booty Judy.
So you
Why
coming
do
for
you think she's a low budget lesbian? I think she has a lot of money.
We need to look at her net worth. 'cause
She sells those
ain't-
kaleidoscope
she don't
products
make money
in
to me.
stores now.
But
I
the Brat
don't
owns-
personally.
Big Booty Judy.
The Brat owns.
her name. Not the one you know.
The
Oh,
Brat is-
I'm like,
Right.
wait, what?
Not that one.
Yeah, they said the same thing to me when
I have
when
a
asked
certain.
her.
The one
Image
that,
that comes
to
to
me,
mind
the
when I
one that
think
she's
about
with
her
looks like her.
Yes,
She has
You
a big,
look alike.
she has a big booty though.
I didn't know who they were talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah,
Right.
everybody knew Brad was gay, girl.
Right, you
Sorry.
were, one of the original studs.
Yeah, we
if not
keep
the
it moving.
poster
We
child
know
for
this shit.
studs. So
Okay, did y'all know that SpongeBob SquarePants is a
Yes.
homosexual?
He
And
doesn't hang around
Nickelodeon
girls.
Just released.
I feel like SpongeBob.
He's so gay. He always been
He's
so
gay
gay.
as hell.
He been gay.
I feel like,
But they telling the kids he gay and people mad. I'm like, but he is gay though.
but
He act
we
gay.
shouldn't.
Is SpongeBob on TV
yes.
still?
Oh,
but-
I don't know.
Probably,
Like,
but,
is it old or new ones?
Right.
knows?
Do they come
Wow,
on?
okay.
But check
You
this.
want
But check
some?
this. I do not agree with that. I'm a person who doesn't agree with that. I feel like the I don't have any problem with the LGBTQ community, but
Look,
I
be
feel like
careful.
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Care.
Use your
That's
words
why I said
wisely.
that. That's why I
Maybe
said
some-
that. I don't feel like I haven't. I don't have an issue with the LGBTQ community, but it's just the fact that why do we have to have a cartoon to come out as gay?
Right.
SpongeBob? Why does SpongeBob
Representation.
Have to be? Yeah, but I mean, what's the real?
Why do we have to have a black male lead character?
Why did he never come out as gay?
Right,
before
where did
this?
Representation.
where did
But
this?
he's gay.
I mean, we always thought. I mean, I feel like we
That's
should not.
Patrick. This is what-
We should not add certain traits or characteristics or labels or titles, whatever you want to call it, to cartoon characters such as that as a childhood
But what
character.
do you
I feel
think
like
about-
that could media controls the mind. Somebody sees SpongeBob, they like SpongeBob, he's gay. You don't think it's not gonna, a little boy might be like, "Oh, I want to be gay now
But
because I like SpongeBob."
what do you think about the
No,
kids
I
that
don't think
live
that's
in
true.
a household with a gay
feel like
with a
it.
gay family member, or they have a gay family member in their house?
Yeah, everybody
a
has
gay
somebody
brother,
gay around them
gay
nowadays.
brother,
So,
a gay
Steven,
little
you saying
sister.
SpongeBob is gonna make kids gay?
I'm not saying that he's gonna make kids gay. I'm just gonna say like, what's the relevance?
You
of
saying he will
coming out of the
promote
character?
gay or bisexual behavior, or he could possibly do that?
Saying SpongeBob is gay does promote the aspect of having a character, a gay character, an openly gay character
Okay.
out there.
So
in the
how is that going to
cartoon
affect the
network.
children watching it?
Because in
That's
order
what
for
I'm
you to
asking.
be gay, you have to have an attraction to the same sex, not see as somebody who's gay.
But you don't think that people are influenced by what they see and what they watch?
Not to that extent.
No.
That is
not-
facts. Hold on.
Not a sponge.
That's facts, though.
A sponge?
She's
It
a
doesn't
fucking
matter if
sponge.
this
She's a gay
SpongeBob-
sponge.
But
Images matter, media matters, and what you're inundated with can affect you consciously and more specifically subconsciously. So I agree with Steven on that point. Whether or not it'll make a kid
I'm not gonna
gay,
say it's gonna make a kid
Right.
gay.
I
I'm
can't
just
go
saying
that
that
far.
it can
but
have an influence on the child.
It can
I'm not
definitely
saying
influence
that it
children.
will.
It can influence children to try things that they probably wouldn't do before or something like that. That could happen.
Right, possibly,
I don't
but-
think there's.
I don't know
I'm
if
not saying
y'all
that's
agree
how-
with this.
That's not
but
outside the realm of possibility.
When
Right.
my
That's all I'm
kids
saying.
when my
It's
kids
not.
are in Head Start and they see a transvestite, they're gonna know what it is because I'm gonna tell them that's a man. He dresses like a woman, or that used to be a
Ooh,
man.
That's
Yeah,
not a
it's a woman.
transvestite.
And I'm saying I'm
cross-dressing
gonna
thing.
explain what these people are when they see them. They're not gonna be confused. They're
I'm
not gonna
saying
have
you better
questions
use
because they're gonna
those,
be like, my mom
pronouns
already told
correctly.
me, you
Definitely.
you is the girl boy. You
Definitely.
I know what
Hey,
you
use the
are.
pronouns
Hey, you
They
better
will
use
get
the
offended.
proper pronoun because
They will get offended.
It's honestly, with the trans community, it's just honestly, I'm just gonna whatever you want to be
Right,
called,
they're-
bro.
you're-
I'm gonna say what it is. I'm not gonna disrespect you. However, I feel like inside is different or whatever, or however I feel, I don't really know to really care about what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you say I want to be called this, I'm gonna call you that. I'm not gonna care. So
Yeah, pretty
do
much.
you?
Yep.
Do you, player? SpongeBob, do you? Do Patrick? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Breonna, we gotta go back. Breonna Taylor's killers have not been arrested. Why do y'all think that they have not been arrested yet? Like, what is the problem?
Because police can do whatever they want. Period.
Right.
It's laws, but they don't have to follow them. They made laws for police officers. Like, there's law books that say police officers cannot do this, and this, but they actually can do it at any time. So I don't understand why they wrote it down in the Constitution.
because
in
the
the
law
book.
officials that we elected are not enforcing laws.
This is the thing.
on-
Prosecutors and police officers work so closely. So these are people's friends.
Right.
Do I want to put my bro in jail for 50 years? Because he made a mistake.
Right.
I don't think I want to put him in jail. That's what they probably thinking.
He said he's sorry.
They won't understand if it was a white couple laying there, they wouldn't have got shot. That's the sick part.
Yeah. Because you can relate it more to yourself.
Yeah.
That's why they say like they want more black people in spaces
yeah.
so that it can relate back to them. Like, okay, I can relate because she's like mine. And
Right. That's
you
how
know.
they talk about feminine women. Like when they see a real manly woman, they want to beat their ass more. But it's still a woman. So you gotta be like, what is their view of a black person versus a white, or like whatever you're quote unquote supposed to look like to make somebody comfortable.
that's why I have a problem. I have a problem with a lot of things in society. Like I have a problem with judges. I have a problem with juries and all of that because I feel like and every time they want me to do jury duty, I don't want to do it. Like
Yeah,
I
I'ma
don't
let the
feel
person
like
go.
I am the
I'ma let
person
the
to
person go.
decide on this person's life. Why do you feel like you are the person in the society that should be determining whether somebody lives or dies? Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck are you to
Right.
be like? How
Random
are you
people are peers. That's not my
based
motherfucking
off
peer.
of some evidence that somebody came up with?
a story.
A story,
A testimony. Really, it's a witness testimony. Really, be swayed.
How
in
do
them.
you feel
like
like
these
you're?
motherfuckers can lie?
How do you feel like you're that powerful to make that decision. And this is the thing, like people haven't been paying attention. Like Trump's did a lot of things.
He need to go to jail.
He has people in the Supreme Court right now. If you're in the Supreme Court, you cannot get out. You have to be impeached to get out the Supreme Court. You're there, I believe, till you die. So he got people in there like him.
Yeah.
They're in there.
They
Okay.
have
So
like-minded
if-
folks
die.
that don't want
He has
to
people-
prosecute them.
he has the Senate red, so he controls all three branches. Y'all don't pay attention, but that's what's going on right now. So it's kind of scary.
Yes, it's very scary.
And Trump has
And
a
y'all
chance
talk about y'all don't think
to be
vote
reelected.
matters. Y'all stress me out every day.
That's scary.
Whew. Okay, so they haven't been arrested.
Vote
because-
matters, but we gotta look at this closely. I mean,
Let's go.
Hamilton County had 250,000 registered voters, but they had over 100 voting stations open on election day, or not election day, but during
Primary.
The
yeah,
primary.
during primary. Whereas Marion County has over 650,000 registered voters and had 22 polling stations, and all 22 were not even open.
And they
So
were
what does that
swampy,
tell
too.
you?
They were swampy. That's it. I believe
Then
that
if
was
you look
an
at-
effort
They
to
was
discourage
stacked.
the voters.
Yeah,
was stacked.
that's an example of voter suppression. And on the news, you mentioned media earlier. I mean, one of the, I was about to say analyst, but that's not the proper word. What am I looking for? Reporter.
Mhm.
Said, I've been reporting, covering this for 20 years. I've never seen the lines this long, blase, giving off the image that, people are really out here, da-da-da. These are like record-setting numbers when
But in
in
the fact they
actuality,
didn't have
there
the
aren't that many polling
location.
stations. So it just looks as if.
So I should have
It's that
done more
narrative that
research
they were
on that
trying to
one, and
create.
that's why I didn't
Fake.
put that question in there because I wanted to see like what determines how can you come up with a voting station in Marion County? Like how can you come up with a station for people to vote at? Like were there other stations, COVID places that you couldn't go or something like that? And I feel like to go off the voter suppression thing, like it's COVID. We shouldn't be having nothing going
That-
on
that was
the-
voting wise.
That was the
Trump
excuse
didn't want that,
as
yeah.
to why Marion County shouldn't have as many open. And just for those of you who don't know, Hamilton County is a predominantly majority white county, whereas Marion County is mixed. And that's where the largest portion of black voters in the state
Live.
live.
Yep. But what determines I gotta research that. Like what determines how to open a polling station or something? Like is that something that people of color need to
They
do?
probably. I would guess that the representatives of the state or something would. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
a
figure
good
that
research.
out.
That's a great one. We got.
I'm definitely gonna
research.
research that, and
Not
then
even gonna
we
guess.
can do that on the next podcast. Talk about the black vote because I'm very interested in that. Cause there's, I'm sure that we probably can do people in our community can probably develop our own voting stations. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
something that you said, Dominique, to me, and I was just thinking
That's another step. That's another
In the
part
right
of
direction.
the solution
Yeah.
to affect change.
And like you said, we've always been a red state,
Mm-hmm.
and that would make sense to why we are still a red state if those polling places in the
Oh, yeah.
communities
Voter
that are
suppression.
Democratic, yeah.
Voter suppression has been a major reason why Indiana has been a red state.
They've been doing that for
That
years,
makes so
though.
much sense, though.
Historically,
But
they've been doing that.
I feel like that's why Bernie didn't get the votes that he needed because they were voting during the peak of COVID.
And possibly, like I said, because I voted in a primary in Hamilton County, and it was AC, and that motherfucker, I walked straight in and voted in 2 minutes. There was no line for an hour. I will tell you this right now. I'm not one of the people that's gung ho to vote. So if I had to wait an hour line, I would have went home. I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I
A
would've
lot
went
of
home.
black people would have.
So when I say that's probably that could be something that they're doing to discourage the black vote. That's a possibility.
And that's only one part. Another major part, especially in Indiana, is gerrymandering. Okay, where they make these fucked up, nonsensical, essentially like party lines of what area has what amount of power, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's something else that
Like, what do you mean?
like. This is so much easier to talk about. Like if I had an image to show you,
like in
Yeah.
the city
Yeah,
that
yeah,
has
yeah.
power?
yeah, like so. Indiana is a red state, but they wouldn't be a red state if Marion County was divided up properly. Fort Wayne was divided up
and
properly.
they let the
Gary was
blue-
divided up properly, right?
Mhm.
So essentially, they do it in such a way where even the black areas
End up
become
red. Okay.
either become red or
See that.
they'll let them stay blue, but everything else around them is red.
Right.
Even though the
Okay.
numbers don't necessarily come out to be that
That
way.
makes sense.
But it's much easier to explain if I have a map.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying because
Like I said,
I
we
created
gotta do
I
the
created
black
that
vote.
visual, and I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. All right, the last question that we have is rioting or protesting, which helps and which does not.
They both help. They both are a part of the solution, but not necessarily the solution. We need protests, peaceful protests, a la Dr. King. We need riots, which are both.
Protesting does not work without rioting, and rioting does not work without protesting. So
That is
You gotta have
true.
That's a great take on that.
Took the words
That's
right out
true.
of my mouth.
Look at that.
Like
I say
you can't just protest. No. And you
We
can't
tried
it's
it.
too
Yeah.
far for that.
You gotta
Too
do
far
both.
for that.
You
Rioting
need-
or protesting. I'm for both, of course. That's why I didn't want to talk about rioting, protesting with these people because they are all gonna agree with me.
I
on
mean,
this.
protesting
But-
may help with people that
We
have
all
a voice.
agree.
Right.
But for
Every
the people
Dr.
that don't have a
King
voice,
peaceful protest
every
you
black
saw,
person
there
should
was a
agree,
Watts
like-
riot, a Detroit riot, Chicago riot. I mean, it just...
once you riot, all the 50 states look over and say, "What happened in Minnesota?" Then they start protesting. Then other countries say, "What's
Yeah.
happening in
A
America
riot is the
right
language of the
now?"
unheard. I mean, in many
I want
cases,
you guys to
this should be
understand
overlooked.
that we're in a COVID-19 situation. People don't have money. So if you think that people are not going to tear shit up and loot and steal shit and they don't have money, if, let's say it wasn't, people, like police weren't killing us as bad as they are now, people would still be stealing shit because they're broke.
Just like Tamika Mallory said, y'all are the looters.
Exactly.
Americans been motherfucking looting since they came over to
That's
North
true.
America.
They steal resources.
They
They steal
stole
ideas.
everything they got. They stole
Y'all stealing our
everything they
taxes
got.
and killing us.
Damn, that's true right there.
Our
Like,
culture, our
Our
artifacts
culture.
is in their museum.
Y'all want to
They stole it.
y'all want to talk about how black people don't have
Our
a culture,
names.
but y'all steal it.
Who the
Y'all
looters?
steal
Looting don't work for
everything.
who? Because it looked like it worked.
Loots. Okay, like I said, this is what happened. People was in Minnesota. They was looting one day. Everybody like, these niggas ain't going to jail. Like, these niggas is still out here and they selling shit. I'm fucking around. Next
Let's not
time
say
y'all,
niggas,
next
'cause
time
it
y'all
was
do,
more than black folks.
it was
These people.
definitely white women up in Target stealing shit. Like,
Because,
I'm saying, but they like,
yeah.
there ain't nobody going to jail for that. People were saying, I won't say niggas, like, because y'all think it's black people, but people were saying, like, people are stealing so we can get stuff and not go to jail.
Because
Let's
all those
get
police
it.
officers were standing outside
Let's
of that
get
officer's
it.
house. The officer that was kneeling on George Floyd's neck. 100 officers from that department. Damn near the
That
whole
killed him.
precinct.
This is why you said
came to his
it
house.
wouldn't go with, like, protest and rioting goes together. Because if those police weren't there, like, and the protesters weren't there, then they would be where the rioters are, and they
Right.
could
They can't be
lock them up.
everywhere.
They cannot be everywhere.
And they wanted to support
I
his
agree.
ass so bad and protect him.
Black people,
They couldn't go to Target and
black
arrest
people who
nobody.
are saying, "Oh my God, you're messing up our community."
community.
You don't have a community. Atlanta's not your community, black people. Just because more black people live there, y'all don't own a goddamn thing. When they come out there with them Confederate flags, y'all gonna shut the fuck up like y'all always do. I don't even know why people thinking that y'all own shit. Y'all don't own shit.
Right, a couple
Black
black
people
judges.
don't own anything. When you have a property in America, if you have land and they want to build Walmart there, they're going to tell you to get your shit the fuck up out of here, and we're going to give you the market price. And let me tell you something: black people, statistically,
domain.
they do
That's what that's
not
called.
they do not keep up with their property. So your market price of your fucking house is going to be lower than what the fuck you bought it for,
Right, 'cause you're
and you're going to be
unexpected.
out of there for a little bitty check.
Period.
There's nothing you can do. You can't be like, I don't want them to. I want to keep my house. I've been here for 70 years. Like,
And what you say, babe?
they don't care.
80% of black-owned businesses have one employee.
Quit lying, Dominique.
Oh, that's facts.
Oh my god. And what is y'all owning?
A barber chair.
Facts.
Yeah, most black
Arbitrary,
businesses
that's crazy.
is the quote unquote
Service.
CEO doing all of the work.
They don't have an employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't get big enough to have employees, things of that nature. So
I cook dinners.
black business largely does
And
not
sell them.
exist in the bigger picture.
Yeah.
in
Black
America.
spending does, but
Black
business-
billionaires
Correct.
don't have cash. They
Facts.
own things
Fact.
that white people can make invaluable, and then they won't be billionaires anymore.
Yeah, almost.
Like, what
almost
is
I
wrong
think like
with y'all?
the majority of the black billionaires are entertainers.
Yeah, they
mean, if
are.
they don't
They-
sort of entertain.
ain't
Yeah,
they
if
all?
that don't
They
tell
went.
you,
All of them.
Yeah.
I don't think
Somebody. It's
Bob
one that-
Johnson.
It's one. Yeah, it's one of them.
What's
not
the
an
one that bought the
entertainer.
Weather Channel?
Oh yeah, but he's entertainment.
Byron Allen.
That's entertainment though. He's in the
He
entertainment
started off
industry.
the entertainment. He did.
He's in the
Yeah.
entertainment
But
industry.
damn, we can't grow.
Channels and shit.
Right,
He
he
gets
bought-
he bought the Weather Channel.
entertainment.
All right, the Weather Channel.
That's entertainment.
It is. It's a TV.
That's information.
It's a
That's
network.
informative. That's informative.
You
I
gotta
wouldn't call
watch
that
it.
entertainment. I
Right,
wouldn't call
you
that
can get the
entertainment.
weather
wouldn't
other
call that
ways.
entertainment
You
either.
don't have to watch TV to get it.
I'm not gonna call that entertainment.
Well,
It's
some companies
it's a
do
form of
commercials on it.
it's
They
a
do
form of
ads.
telecommunications, which is entertainment to me. To me, that's all the same thing. But I guess you can say that. But outside of that,
Because I mean,
We're the
look who we got:
billionaire.
Kanye, Jay-Z, Okra, Bob
Byron.
Johnson.
Okra?
Yeah, Okra. She gets no respect over here. Bob Johnson, Byron Allen. There's a few more, but
Mhm.
largely.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I
they
said,
came from
if
the entertainment industry. or
like if
Yeah.
if these white companies want to make their stuff invaluable, they won't be billionaires anymore.
That's why I
Amazon's
don't respect.
always going to be.
I ain't gonna say I don't respect, but I guess it's true. I don't really respect like the Instagram entrepreneur. That's just, and by that I mean like the popularity entrepreneur. Not necessarily. They're not providing a product that's A1. They're not
Right.
providing a service that's necessary. They're just popular and kind of winging it. That's what I mean.
You're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like they
Because
make
that's-
Like-
their
like
money off
b.simone.
of popularity.
Huh?
They make their money off of popularity and clout. And
Yeah,
once the
popular-
popularity and clout's going, where's the money? You know what I'm
Don't even
saying?
know. And then they have to stay relevant. Like
So
their
they
whole
will
job
do
is to stay-
whatever
Man,
it takes.
man.
They gotta get their
Tiffany
crotch
Haddish.
grabbed by
Oh,
another
God.
man.
Ooh,
Don't even get me
geez.
started.
They
on
gotta
that.
be a coon,
Yeah.
a beta male coon. They'll do whatever it takes.
Stephen A. Smith.
I love
Wait
Stephen
a
A. though.
minute, Wait a minute.
I just remember that one time.
I be watching him.
I remember that one time he said something about that white
Forgive
lady.
him.
He got back on there so quick to apologize. I said, God
Shannon
damn.
used to be like that too until something changed in
He
Shannon.
started
But
drinking
Steve
more
Harvey
Hennessy.
be acting like that.
He be on there with that yak.
Steve Harvey is that. Steve Harvey is just like every grandpa.
No,
Black
let me
grandpa.
tell you.
One of the
Let me
old
tell you a
heads,
dude that keep it
but not
real
an
though
OG.
in the entertainment broadcasting industry that I respect.
Tom Joyner.
That is Detroit's very own Jalen Rose. Okay,
Yeah.
if you don't watch,
They played for the Patriots too.
yeah, if you don't watch Jalen and Jacoby podcasts relating to sports, primarily basketball, if you are interested in that, Jalen Rose keeps it funky. He has Jalen Rose Academy in Detroit. got a lot of respect for him. He keeps it real, man.
I do like.
He is
Jalen
not a
Rose,
coon.
though. I do like Jalen Rose. He's a respectable individual. You know, LeBron. You got. If you're gonna say, if you're gonna
I
say
like
Jalen Rose,
LeBron.
you gotta say LeBron.
Yeah. It's just LeBron ain't in the broadcasting field yet. That's all.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know,
all.
he's still
Yeah.
playing and rehabilitating for his injury.
But yeah,
and
for
all
me,
that.
Jalen Rose is the pinnacle. Then we start talking about Shannon Sharp and the Stephen A.
Okay.
and shit after
Okay.
that. Jalen
Yeah.
Rose,
Nah,
that's a real dude.
Yeah, for sure.
What is that the same? Y'all gonna have to help me out. Is that the same person that went with the girl that's on the same
Yes.
show as? Okay.
Molly Cherim.
Yes, Molly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I know who Jalen Rose is. So I don't know. I've never heard just him by himself. Like he's always on something that I'm watching, being a co-host or something like that. So he's good. All right. So this is the end of the podcast.
Wow.
Thank you guys for being on the podcast.
You're welcome. Thank
I
you
really
for
appreciate it.
Inviting us.
We're
I
gonna have to
never
bring
thought
y'all
I would
back.
be on it.
We're
Yeah.
gonna bring y'all
You
back.
might have to get another team to come
Natera
back.
and Dominique supports us, guys.
Yeah, especially-
they listen to our
yeah.
podcast. So this is
Sure.
awesome to have them on there finally. 'Cause
Let
they're
me-
really smart.
Let me give a shout out to my mom and dad. I love y'all. And Tan, I love you too.
Oh Lord, hey
God.
Dan.
And Dominique, I love you.
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
look at that. That's beautiful.
All right, thank y'all for listening to the podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.